First up today is Moonlighter, and in this charming action RPG with roguelite elements, you get to play the role not only of shopkeep, but also of adventurer. You take the character Will on adventures through dungeons, becoming a hero, confronting unfamiliar mini-bosses, using weapons, armors, rings, amulets, yada yada, all the good stuff. There's tons to do, and there's a beautiful OST. Moonlighter looks fantastic. After that, we're going to be showcasing... Ooh, you know what? No, let me slide back to Moonlighter real quick, because I do need to give credit to Toadvine, who submitted this during Stash or Trash with this letter below. Everyone wanted to sell goods to adventurers by day and explore randomized Link to the Past-esque dungeons by night. You sold it. You sold it to us. You sold it, and it was wonderful. Beautiful, guys. I'm so excited to check out Moonlighter. I'm so excited to check out Moonlighter. The music alone has me stoked about this. You're still sleepy, Tang? I would metal pipe to wake you up, but I have metal pipe disabled for GameWave. Early xwater. What's up, Spanio? What's up, early Spanio? What does this extension do? Whenever you see a question block on the screen, you can click on it. That's really all we've done with it for now. Hopefully, we'll come up with some other cool integrations for it in the future. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Moonlighter. We're going to go new game, regular new game. Hard is recommended. I like that. And let's go ahead and start that timer. Among the stars of the night, there is a land as old as imagination. One night, mazes full of extraordinary treasures and deadly creatures appeared in this land. They called them dungeons, strange, ever-changing ruins of unknown lands. Soon, a village of the slightly curious took root near the dungeons. They named this Rhinoka. Among the settlers, two groups shined brightest, heroes and merchants, glory and riches. But the dungeons proved to be dangerous. They were soon closed as too many lives were lost in their depths. Life became hard for the old town, especially for the young owner of the oldest shop, Will of Moonlighter, long dreaming of opening the mysterious fifth door of the dungeons. Is it actually hard if there's no easy below normal? Yeah, if it's the middle difficulty, right? The pixel art in this game is so clean, so crisp, guys. Like, this sprite work here is so good. Uh-oh. All right. Left trigger to roll. And you can roll over gaps, and there's also some water on the wall here. Schwamp. You can roll past dudes. Literally every room is just like, hey, you want to see some more stuff you can roll past? Oh, now I can attack. Okay. Why am I adventuring with a broom? That feels irresponsible. I feel like I should have a weapon. So X is like my charge attack. Loot. Oh, I'm looting. I love looting. I love looting. I got 2 broken swords and some other stuff. Oh! I can't hurt that guy. Ow. Bruh. 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 There's a lot going on here. My broom is broken. I accept my fate. That was definitely giving off "you're supposed to die here" vibes. Oh, look, it's a hermit. Oh, he's so wise. Look at how wise you look. Oh. What a sorry looking kid. All alone now. Rest for a bit, Will. Yep, that's a "you're supposed to die" room. Yeah. That is absolutely a "you're supposed to not win here" room. Not a skill issue. That's a "supposed to not win" room. Even as a mere child barely able to walk, you were curious of the dungeons. There is no doubt you carry the same obsession as old Pete. Ah, old Pete. Morning, boy. Did our little merchant bite off more than he could manage? Will, listen to me. The hard truth is this. You are the last of your family. The only one left to run Moonlighter. You can't keep pushing yourself like this. Risking your life on this fifth door nonsense is just foolish. Leave it. Find some artifacts and use your pendant to get out of the dungeon. And for Crater's sake, stop using that broom of yours, you daft boy. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Ha! It's mine from back in the day. Use it. I have little need for it now. Classic. Classic. Now then, get up. You're wasting light. Can't have you neglect the shop all day. Let's see if I can get through your hard head some of the tricks that I picked up from your grandfather so many years ago. Successfully selling your merchandise takes knowledge of two things. You must know the item's value, as well as its demand. Come now, open up the shop and allow the customers in. Hold to open shop. The shop be open. Hello, adventurer. You want this? You want to buy that? Oh, yeah, you want to buy that. Come over here. I'll sell that to you. You see that? Best expression you can hope for. The item wasn't too expensive for them and not so cheap for you to lose profit. Be sure to pay attention to your customers' expressions. That's how your grandfather always knew if his prices were fair. Grandpapa used to make sure that if a person frowned as they were purchasing their goods, he knew that they were a cheap bitch. I don't think I need to tell you that that item was obviously overpriced. Lesson learned. If you flood the market, you will have to offer cheaper prices on your wares. Point is, charge high when something is in high demand and low supply. I feel like I've heard that before. Selling reactions. So, oh, it gives you a log of like how much you've been able to sell things for and what the reactions were. That's kind of useful. Would seem the sun has fallen for the day. I best head off. You will pick up more on your own. Restoring this shop to its full glory, that responsibility falls on you, not I. Dungeons are more perilous at night, but one can always find better artifacts. Just don't dive too far and use that pendant, boy. What's up, Final B? Go on now. These weary bones of mine must rest. May not be as prosperous as it used to be, but many still visit to pick up a souvenir from the Golem dungeon. Possibly even one of the closed dungeons if we're lucky. Dude, what a beautiful OST. Alright, which direction is the dungeon? This looks like it says Dungan. Dungan, this way. I'm going to the dungeon. Why am I still holding a broom as my main weapon, though? Maybe when I go in, I'll be able to equip my sword. Oh, here we go. And I can use my shield with X. Would you Slimer? Ah! Pick up the junk. Pick up the metal. All right, so this is literally just get loot to sell in your shop right now. That's my prime. Oh no. Oh no. Damn, I am actually doing really poorly. I do have some potions, though. Schleimers! Take care of them, Schleimers. This room looks like it's filled with secrets. I wonder if there's a map I can look at. Yep. Dude, there's a skeleton on the wall. To a person of hopefully far better luck than I, my time is short. I took injury from the strange creatures across the room. My pendant all but shattered from the scuffle. Check him out, though. I'd say I fared better than he. He caught me spying on him near the Guardian's room. He dropped a couple items while he fled, one of which is this map diagram. Whatever it is, I was right. They called me crazy. Said old Crazy Pete done gone lost his marbles. But I was right. Each Guardian of the dungeon possesses a key of sorts. All of them linked to that giant door, the 5th door. Sadly, I won't be around to see it open. To whoever found me, I apologize for the smell, but the diagram should be around here somewhere. Open the 5th door. The dungeons are not what they seem. Big boss gonna kill me. I suppose to let them all out. Now I have to chase this weird creature that stole my stuffs. Big boss gonna be so upset with little me. Each dungeon open part of big door. Oh. So that's the pendant. I hold B to teleport home. Do I want to teleport home yet? Oh, I have to. There's nothing else in this room. Escaped with pendant. Ah, the young proprietor of Moonlighter has returned. You look intact. Finally learned to use that pendant properly, eh? It's about time, boy. What are you holding? Is that a chart of the dungeons? Where did you get this? You found old Pete. Dead. This is what happens when you chase what's beyond that door. Leave it, Will. Just get the artifacts that you need from the Golem dungeon and look after Moonlighter. I noticed some posts on the town's board that may interest you. Some shops will want to move in. Attempt to revitalize this town. Apparently they need to some startup capital first. Would be nice to see some new life. Be nice indeed. You have this game, but you never played it. Looks amazing. Yeah, it was sitting in my library. I didn't even have to pick it up, especially for today. And I'm so pleased with the audio and visual style of it so far. So this guy, we need 500 to fund him and her. The wooden hat and the Vulcan's Forge. Do you feel the dungeons are too hard? Tired of your old weapons? I could solve that if you bring me some money. And do you like hats? What about shops? 8,000? I don't think so, partner. I don't know how much to sell this for. Guys, how much should I sell steel for? What about this teeth stone? $1 million. Yeah, I have a journal, but the journal doesn't have any prices for this stuff. It only has prices for things I've already sold. You know what I have to do is I need to sell them by the one and judge by the expression to figure out how much I can reasonably charge for this stuff. That's what I'm going to start with. And let's go take a read of my journal. And I can stash stuff. What is the difference between these two stashes? I don't know. I'm going to go to sleep. Oh yeah, 170 on the crystal is too high. I do need to lower the crystal. True. Good looking out. Is there an appraisal system? Maybe I'll find out today. Maybe now that the day has changed. I'll put this at 130 and see. Because I don't know what the current demand is on it either. All right, what are you looking at? The metal rod, 40. Oh, too much. Too much. Oh, you're straight up mad about the 50 on this thing. Oh boy. 20 on that. Oh no. I'm being ripped off. Oh, I didn't realize how much that was worth. Wow, you're mad about this thing being 20 as well? Wow, this is just junk. God, being a shopkeeper is stressful, y'all. He wasn't thrilled about it, but he still bought it. I'm gonna take all my stuff back so I can... Oh, okay. You were happy with that price. 110? That's more than I sold the last one for. Wow, I do not feel good about that. Strongest steel I have come across. Perfect for crafting equipment. I was able to sell it for 110 and get a decent reaction. Iron bar, I sold it for 30. Popularity right now is low. I should probably put more stuff on the table. I don't know. I don't know what to sell. Put these 10 bars down. I'll make you guys 25 a piece. Water sphere. I'll sell a water sphere. How about 40 bucks for a water sphere? That sounds good, right? Sounds good, probably. Some rich jelly. Shoot. Some rich jelly. Yeah, 20 bucks a rich jelly. They're rich. They ain't broke jelly. They rich. Dude, nobody wants my teeth stone. For no amount of money are people willing to buy my teeth stone. Fabric? Fabric can't be that valuable. Oh, no, he won't. No loitering. Buy something or get out. Make a purchase or get out. Oh, no. Oh, no. I sold my fabric for far too cheap. Oh, no. Oh, I sold the water sphere for far too cheap. Oh, no. A milky white sphere or some unknown material containing water emitting a strange light. I wonder how high I can go with the water sphere. Even 100. Wow, I sold one for 40 and he's willing to pay 100. Wow, what a buffoon I feel. What a buffoon I feel like. Glass lenses. I feel like glasses in real life are expensive. I could probably sell those for $100. Bro, if you're not gonna pay for the jelly, then stop looking at it, okay? $8 a jelly, offering a fire sale here, guys. Offering a massive sale. All right, fair price for the lenses. He's pleased with the lens price. Oh, you gonna buy the jelly? Yeah, buy that jelly, butt. You little booty butt. Come on, somebody buy my medals. Somebody buy my medals. Shoo-you, 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 shoo-you. Dude, even at $250, that's a steal? Wow. Dude, day one of this game is get ripped off simulator. This sucks. I'm closing shop. You punks keep ripping me off, taking advantage of my ignorance here in the local trade economy. Hardened steel. Yeah, here's all the money I made. Bloop, bloop, bleep, bloom, blim, blim, bloom, blim, bloom. My dad gave me this old arithmetic book when I was a kid to help me with math. One of the word problems was Timmy buys a pair of glasses for $2. I was like, he does? What year does Timmy live in? There's no difference between the two chests? Yeah, I'm guessing it's just for storing more things. It's my best guess. I've made enough money to fund one of the people moving into town at least. Dude, time is flying with this game. All right, let's go left. Are you extracting things, little robot man? It's a chest. I got 2 broken. Ooh. Artifact must be placed at the top or bottom of the bag. What? Oh, so you can't... Wow, there's like a mechanic of like where you can and can't store things in your backpack. That's kind of cool. Some baked-in inventory management. I love inventory management. Unironically, I'm not even being facetious there. I actually really enjoy inventory management. Wow, that guy dropped 2 lenses. $200 right there. Bread? I just got bread? What's up, Aperion? Yeah, it's sweet so far, Toadvine. Great recommendation. Great recommendation. Moist bravos in the chat, guys, for Toadvine. This was a stash or trash submission from Toadvine. What the hell is this? What the? I found a little forest biome with little forest goodies. And it's a Deku DB. I wonder if I can reflect these with my shield. No, but I can get touch fuzzy, get dizzy. My guy is tripping out. There's nowhere else to go here. Developer also has a League of Legends game in the same art style and camera angle that looks fantastic. Really? What's it called? I would love to check that out. I would love to see what that looks like. I fell in the hole. Okay, there we go. Those Slimers are tricky little guys. I can't stack these together because they have a different like requirement of where to be placed. Same with these. That sucks. That's annoying. Oh, this is a crystal rock. That's not bread. Dude, I ain't done adventuring yet. My stone is... Oh, hello. Why do our tools keep disappearing? Chambers full of precious stone are left untouched, but rooms and chests holding our most basic tools keep vanishing. Is this healing me? It is. Can I give a tip that the game doesn't provide? Yes. I will say yes, this is allowed. 85% off on Steam right now, guys, this game, yeah. It's like literally like $3. Oh, that was a big pulse. Oh, Jesus. I was definitely struggling to start there, but I picked it up at the end. I definitely picked that up at the end.
He's so early today, Fiend Gasp.
He's so early. Yeah, no, I needed to be live early today. I shouldn't have used my potion. There was a fountain of healing right behind me. That was foolish. If the pit shines, why not look in it? If a pit shines, why not look in it? Okay, I'll try and keep that in mind. I need the loot. Give me the loot. I'm all looted up. I'm all maxed out on loot, it looks like. So you're ending early today? Yes, I do need to end a little early today. Today marks my first steps into these mysterious dungeons. They were discovered not far from Rhinoka, a small and incredibly charming village just north of the crater. And they are quite unique. Any number of adventurers may enter a dungeon at once, but no one will adventure together. These dungeons seem to build themselves around the one entering. Yeah, it's procedure. Yeah, okay. Many right now are flooding to the dungeons for their treasure, completely disregarding the danger of the hostile creatures, just for some gold and fame. But not I. No, it's all about questions for me. Where do they come from and why do they shift and change? Why are they filled with unseen treasures? I'm not here for the what. I'm here for the how and why. So I'm on dungeon level 2. This is one of the strange devices that creature dropped when he fled. This one's rich, actually, almost quite literally rich. For every item you place into this device, a gold of some perceived value drops out. It's great if you need to use your pendant in a pinch. The device looks like a mirror. So I'm just going to call it mirror, keeping it simple. I do wonder, though, where do the treasures dropped inside go? And am I getting the best deal here? So you can put stuff into the mirror to get money. Turns items into a small amount of gold. A mirror that... I didn't get any gold. I don't think. Take a sip of that? Oh, I gotta look on the top left. I got 7. Wow, I was able to sell gel. Wow, you really do just get a small amount. I gotta make sure I'm only throwing junk in. I feel like the broken swords... I don't know if they're worth much. I think they are worth a good chunk. Syzygy, thanks for the 41, dude. Anyone else super disappointed by Summer Game Fest yesterday? The only game I cared about was the last in the game show. It wasn't the most impressive, but I didn't have a bad time. I feel like all the great games coming this year are already like really well known. And I know Nintendo's not going to do, like, whatever Nintendo ends up doing, they'll do a direct for, right? They're not going to do some game show showcase with another company. They're going to do their own thing. What the hell? The hell? Was this destroy one artifact curse? Oh, so I put it down, it'll destroy something of mine? No thanks. I'm gonna go back to town soon. Ow. I'm gonna go back to town now because I'm just about dead. Yo, what up, Salty? Dude, the YouTube stream went really well, man. Way better than I expected. Oh, the mystery things turned into actual loot. Dude, 4 pieces of metal, those sell for so much. Let's go. Yeah, it went really, really well, Salty. You been doing any stuff on YouTube? You been making that, considering making that plunge more? The way that a lot of the Twitch gang has? Can I stack these together? Yes, I can. Yeah, dude, it was the lowest average viewership on YouTube, or the average viewership on YouTube for the whole stream was like freaking 114 for my first ever YouTube stream. So I was like, what, dude? That's crazy. All right, how much did I sell this for? 250, and that was still a steal. The fabric, I sold it for 20, and that was also a steal. I have a feeling the fabric also sells for a lot. I'm gonna put one of you down, and I'm gonna mark you at 350. Trying to make videos. I've looked at it. Yeah, I've been doing videos too. I've been doing videos as well, but the stream went really well as well. No, I've seen you had your Ironmon wins on there. I don't need this in here. I need the fabric. I'm gonna grab 2 fabric. And I'm gonna put the fabric at 150. I feel like that's a good price. This is a great game for me because I love haggling. These are the crystallized energy. I'm gonna mark them at... What's the demand on the crystallized energy right now? Neutral. Yeah, people were fine paying 110 for it. I'll ask 110. I'll ask 112. You know, nickel and dime them a little bit. Really get my value here. When I worked at 911, I moved departments in like 3 months because a different department paid way more. Streaming is a lot different, but always good to look. Yeah. You begrudgingly agree to my price. Wow, dude, this guy bought my dude, I sold the last fabric for 20. He was willing to pay 150 a piece there, and he thought it was a steal. That's amazing. Okay, so 350 is too much for this. No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. YouTube is hard though. Like getting good at YouTube is hard. I'm going up to 280 on this. I'm seeing how 280 does with the fabric. What about this crystal rock? I got no info about this crystal rock, but it's lower in the list than the water sphere. So I feel like I can get away with like at least 200 for this crystal rock. These crystallized energies, I'm going to sell them 100 a piece. 105. I'll do 105. Yeah, I was talking to DGR the other day, Dolphin, and he was saying that you and him are doing some collabs soon. Dude, if you ever want to do a YouTube collab, I would be super duper duper down. I want to do collab streams over on YouTube. All right, begrudgingly paid my price for the fabric. Beautiful. I'll take it. Guys, voting has started, by the way, for Moonlighter. If you like Moonlighter, you want to see it get a 15-minute extension today, spam some Moist Haze in the chat. If you're not a fan of Moonlighter, you want to see us move on to the next game, spam your Moist Lurks. The more you spam, the more votes you cast. So make sure you're voting. This guy was angry about the $200 price tag on this thing. I got to drop it. You must vote. You must vote, and there's only 45 seconds remaining to vote. Samuson, was that Samuson? Samuson, thank you for the reset, man. I gotta double check if that was Samuson or not. Still not very pleased at the 150 price tag on this, hey? It's a learning game. How about a golem core? A golem core sounds like something that should be worth like 122. I think 122 for a golem core sounds... This thing's called life fluid? Bro, if I learned anything from America, I can sell that for a lot. Has demand dropped for these crystals? Yeah, the demand has dropped for these crystals. I can't afford to sell them for quite as much right now. Dude, look at that voting. That was only a single lurk. That is 100% approval rating for this game. The crowd loves you, Moonlighter. What was that, Moonlighter? You said you're 85% off on Steam right now? Wow. Okay, 500 is not the price for this thing. It turns out 500 was too high. Who would have guessed? Let's go 300. I'm about to get my first reading on the golem core. Okay, 122 also too high. Dude, people don't like my shop anymore. How is that 100? It rounds. 300, and she thought it was a steal. Okay, so between 3 and 5 is the price for these life fluids. So let's just go 4 on the dot. $60 was a steal for the golem core. All right. I now have a range for the golem core. Put it at 80, see how that does. I might take the crystals out of the shop. They're not moving. It was Emily. Wow. I can't believe it. All right, even 80 for the golem cores was a well-received price. You know what? I may be not making as much money as I could, but my customers are happy, and that makes me happy. And that makes me a happy boy. I don't know what these empowering crystals are worth, but they seem very valuable. I'm gonna put it at 200 and see how we do. Oh, nice, dude. He was cool with paying 400 for my life juice. Are you buying this bread rock? No. I gotta close shop soon, dude. It's getting late, I think. Yay! I finally sold my bread rock. This lady is loitering. Get out of here, lady. All right. Fine. You don't want to buy it? Then leave. We're closing down. We're closing up shop. Wow, too expensive for this, eh? I'll try 150 next time. I like selling stuff. It's a fun little mechanic. All right, here's my balance. I sold some crystals, some iron. Dude, the fabric brought in a lot of cash today. Same with that life fluid. Fabric is very valuable, I'm learning. Fabric is really, really valuable. These white stones probably worth a bit. They're near fabric and hardened steel in the thing. I have 5 more of these, and these are worth 300. All right, let's take a nap. I can now afford to bring in some other people into the town with all this money I've made. All right, this person needs 5,500, but these people need 500 apiece. So I'm gonna bring in both of you. Look at him, he's moving in, he's opening up shop. Did I play Gas Station Simulator? I tried to play it once, but it was being janky on the stream for me. I did actually try to play Gas Station Simulator one time. What's up, Bean Wandering? Good morning. 2 new shops, Lumpy. 2 new shops. We making purchases today. Yeah, making purchases. Oh. All right, what are you doing? You must be the Will. No, the one who requested my forge. Yes. Okay, so he can make me a bandana or a helmet. Ooh, the helmet I can actually afford. So currently I have training short sword. I don't have the materials to make either of these other things. Oh, big sword. I don't have the materials. I don't have the materials. You need a spear. Oh, I see. You need the training one to like tech up. The rusty is like the cheat. Okay, cool. I'm getting this. I'm understanding this. Gloves? I can make gloves. I can make training gloves. And a bow, I can't make. I need more sticks to make a bow, but I could make a spear. I would like to craft the spear. I need whatever that like whip looking thing is in the middle there to make a regular spear. Now I can take my broom off as my alternate weapon. The broom spear. Can I just like chuck it? Oh, you know what I can do is... Oh, I can't throw it in my merchant mirror here. Yeah, it's on Game Pass and it's also like $4 on Steam right now. Oh, a customer. My apologies. It's just this book is so good. I am Eris, Weaver, and Potion Master. Okay, tell me about your potions. Oh, the Slimers. So if you have the materials, the potions are cheaper. I don't have rich jelly, though. What about enchantments? Oh, it's these things. So I can make my spear or my sword a little bit stronger with these enchantments. And $1,000? No, thank you. I can smell a ripoff from a mile away. Have you found any new culture artifacts in the dungeons? I always found it fascinating how all the items we find in the dungeons appear to be from entirely different civilizations. Yeah, shut up! It's also in the PlayStation Plus extra thing, but I have never heard of anyone paying for the extra PlayStation services. Yeah, no one has really, I've never heard of anybody like talking very much about that. I feel like the gaming streaming subscription services haven't done super duper well. I don't know what it is, because it feels like they're all really good deals, but at the same time, I feel like people just want to own their game. It's a strange thing where like with TV shows and movies, people are very happy to do it on streaming, but with video games, people seem to really prefer doing it the other way. Very different stuff, yeah, very different. I like the range of this spear. I like it a little bit more than the sword. Not that ever, yeah, the unlimited bandwidth would be a thing too. I've been on that fiber internet life for a while. An ancient pot. Fabric destroys the artifact in the direction shown upon returning to town. Oh, dang. That's interesting. And a water lamp. Well, if I place these like this, then I'm sacrificing this spot. And I can just get rid of my broom. Save my, yeah, dude, just get rid of the broom. Hello. Get owned, idiot. Get owned. You are nothing to me. You are pathetic. I'm going to level 2. I don't even care what else is in this first level. I'm going to level 2, dude. I'm feeling good about myself right now. I'm feeling good, feeling great, baby. Ow! Well, see ya. I guess see ya. Someone mentioned the Shining Pit earlier. I found the Shining Pit, but there's nothing down here. It was an already open chest. Yo, that chest just saved my life, dude. This destroys the thing to the left. Okay, I guess I can just do that. Oh, mystery, mystery. I love the mysteries. Store things in the chest? Oh, is it like a mid-dungeon chest? Oh, God. I'm going home. I'm going home. I'm going home. Okay, so my mystery stuff, I got a lot of iron bars, which is pretty nice. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Let's take a sleep. Let's take a sleep. Make it daytime. Open the shop. I want to make more money. I want to make more money so that I can buy more people's services for my lovely town here. $300 for this got us a fair price. And it's still in neutral demand. What about you guys? I sold this for 200 and this didn't sell. The empowering crystal is used for upgrading my gear. I don't know if I want to. 80 was a steal on this. 120 was too low. I'll put it at 90. A water lamp. I have not sold a wall. What does this do? How curious. A lamp not of flame but of glowing water. Heavier for sure but more reliable in the long run. It sounds really cool. And this ancient pot. Small cracker tube, but could hold something beautifully crafted. Curious what it could have been used for. This feels like an artifact. This feels like a antique. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna sell it. 280 was like a little bit too much. I'll put this in at 260 and see how it does. And I got the lenses and this white stone to sell as well. All right, let's see how the shop does today. I wonder if people like have to buy the whole stack or if they can just buy pieces of the stack. I'm not sure how that works. How do you feel about that steel price? Yeah, dude, I just made 1,600 bucks in the first 4 minutes of my shop being open. That's amazing. It was a fair price. I'll leave that price. And you're buying the fabric, fair price. I'll leave that price. Let's do it, baby. $100 got me fair price on that before. I'll leave it at 100. La 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 loo li 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 loo lo lo loo roo do do do. Dude, the money is flowing right now, guys. The money is flowing right now, guys. Cash be rolling in. Iron bar, I might save my iron bars. Let's see how much this water lamp can sell for. 500 is probably way too much, but... I need to see if this pot sells too. Yeah. But he wasn't mad. He was just like disappointed. $440. Yay! She's buying the golem cores. Mickey's selling pot. Ancient pot, dude. That's the good stuff. That's that good ancient kush. All right, how do you feel about the new price? Oh, he's angry at the ancient pot price. It's way too high. All right, $100 off. This is still too high. I'm putting it at 400. You gonna buy something or you just gonna stand there all day? Come on. I massively overestimated the price of this water lamp. Oh, this is the guy who was talking about artifacts in town. And not even he wants the pot for 120. Bruh. You either buy it for 200 or... Oh, no, dude, that was too low. Oh, my God. I feel like I got hustled. They sent in, like, a bunch of people to be like, these prices are unreasonable. And then when I lower it, they come in. I feel like I got hustled. Okay, so this person is 55. I'm very close. And then for... comfy bed. Extra space for us. Another chest. An iron cash registers. Entice customers to add a tip. An extra 10% tip when paying. I wouldn't mind a sale box. And then upgrading my shop in size costs 8,000. I'm actually not far off from that. I'm actually not far off from that. Ooh, a potion. Lovely. Charge! A book? I found a book? I need to switch weapons. The sword has a wider sweep here. Four lenses. That's 400 buckaroos right there. I shouldn't have just willingly taken so much damage there. I played that poorly. I definitely want both of these. I'll take that. That stuff almost fell down the pit. Can't have that. I need some health. Beautiful. I'll explore the other rooms here. Same old here. And then there's one more room down and to the right. Oh, this is a nasty looking room. Oh, that's right, because these guys do that form of attack. They drop some life jelly, though, which is nice. I can make some potions with that life jelly. And what do we got in here? Looks good. The floors are covered in strawberry jam. Absolutely devastating discovery as we find the floors sloshed in strawberry jam. This boss is actually like too easy. Once you like gain the confidence to just roll through him. There was another room in there. Well, it's too late. Ah. All right, good. Some of these enemies are just like what? Oh no. Like, what are you doing, enemies? Oh shoot, I've already found the fountain right after I use my healing potion. Well, that feels bad, man. Oh, there's a shining pit right there. I still don't get it. It must be a safety deposit box. Take care of that guy. Get these lenses. Put something in the chest, apparently. This destroys the thing to the upward direction. I'll switch you for that. I'll switch you for these teeth stone. And I'm maxed out on inventory right now. Whatever that is, I want it. Let's get rid of... I don't know. These broken swords. Ah, shit. I'm leaving, dude. The door closed. I don't know how to kill those guys yet. I haven't been able to kill those guys yet. You should trust the chest in the depths. I don't distrust it. It's just empty. Usually... Oh, dude, did that... These turrets are... They show up in my little area here. That's cool. I definitely have enough enough goods right now to... Oh yeah, what was my... Ooh, look at all that fabric. Oh. Neutral demand, 260 is a solid price. I bet I could get 263. Man, as much as I really want to keep selling and hustling, my mixture of my capitalist adventure with a little bit of dungeon diving in between, unfortunately, comes to an end as we have hit our hour time limit on the game. What a good time, guys. Moonlighter. That was Moonlighter. I did notice the timer was up. I did. Absolutely powerful start An absolutely powerful start to the stream today with a really beautiful first game. Chat couldn't have agreed more with 100% approval rating. Let's go and give it our ratings before we move on to our second game of the day, guys. Starting off at the visuals. Moonlighter right there had some of the most impressive sprite work I've seen from an indie game in a very long time. I don't know how I haven't played this game before today, honestly. I believe it's been out for quite some time. But the visuals were... You don't see it done much better than this. That's a 5 out of 5. It took an art style that many try to do really well, and it absolutely mastered it. I'm giving it a big 5. On the audio, I'm sitting right in the same camp. That OST was not only was it fitting in every moment, but it was beautiful. It sounded good. I was always bopping, enjoying the songs, the music, the sound effects was great. The audio design was lovely. Just wonderful, man. Now, here is the weakest part for me. The dungeon diving gameplay of Moonlighter wasn't that spectacular. I feel like a game when they try to be overly ambitious with the amount of stuff, when you're trying to blend genres, what happens a lot of the time is that bits and pieces of the game end up being not as polished as they could be if it was the primary focus. So with dungeon diving only being half the focus of this game, or however much it is, I feel like it was a bit lacking. The combat didn't feel very fluid. It didn't feel very clean. That golem boss, the first boss we fought, felt very unimpressive and once you got the pattern down, he was dead in like 4 hits kind of thing. Now, not to say I didn't like it, but I think that I've seen this gameplay style done much better. So I'm going to give it, in terms of gameplay, a 3 out of 5 on this one. Moving forward, I love the mix of dungeon diving to get gear and then going and shopkeeping.
Home once? Wow, that's incredible. Oh, hold on. My favorite part.
And shopkeeping to... Sorry, yeah. I love the mix, guys. I love the mix of dungeon diving to get the stuff for your shop, and then the haggling system in the shop and everything to, like, you know, progress through the game, upgrade your town, all that stuff. I think it was a wonderful twist. I'm going to give it a solid 4 out of 5 on concept. And then the final ranking, guys, Waves. How much did I enjoy the game? It's a solid 5 out of 5. I had a good time. I was a little bit sad that my hour with it ended because I do want to keep playing it, but we got a lot of other games to showcase today. Let's give it a lemon of approval, and let's keep our gameplay going today, y'all.